أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. We continue with this interesting topic of عالم الجن والشياطين, the world of jinn and devils. We talked about what jinn are, the hidden creation, different dimension, and they are a creation of Allah like humans. Everything we have as humans, they have as jinn, plus certain abilities. We have different abilities than them. Subhanallah, some of those abilities as humans stronger. When the jinn look at us, they see strength in us that they don't have. Like we look at them or we imagine them that they have strength that we don't have. All of this because they are hidden, right? So we see that they can move, they can see through things, they can do all of that, right? But they look at us, the ability to be able to control them. The human has the ability to be able to control them. Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam, one human, all the jinn as a creation of Allah were under his disposal. One man. You understand how I'm just trying to make you have a glimpse of how they view us from the other side. You see? So it's like, a little child seeing an adult. He sees a child. You don't think how a child sees you. He sees you as a giant. So the child sees you as a giant. It's not like, compared to them, you are like 3-4 times their size. No, maybe they're thinking like you are a mountain because they don't know what is a mountain. So sometimes you do not know your own powers. Someone else would see it. They can see us, but they cannot see them. Also, we talked about the hikmah of Allah. Hikmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to have this creation to test us, as a test for us. Allah Azza wa Jal honored the human being. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored the human being, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him control over things. Because Allah said, سَخَّرَ لَكُم مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَفِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا مِّنْهُ. Allah is the one who made everything under your control, heavens and earth. But how are you going to control things? Only with the power of Allah. The closer you are to Allah, the more in control you are of things. And Allah told us that in many hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When I love my servant, I become the eyes that he sees with, the ears that he hears with. That's the power of Allah, right? And even in another hadith, that when a person becomes very, very, very close to Allah, he would have the ability to say the things be and it will. حتى يقول للشيء كن فيكون. The person, not Allah. And Allah Azza wa Jalla say كن فيكون. But there's a hadith that Allah says there are certain people who will have that power. Yeah. So whenever they make the dua or they want something, it will take place. But only not everybody, because you're thinking that me and you can be like that. No. Because we still have some defect in our intentions. Right? If I know that my dua is accepted, what would I ask? Allah Azza wa Jalla. Oh, give me $1 million, give me a big house, give me this, give me that. That means I still don't deserve that one. Those who know that their dua is accepted, they will not abuse it, they will not waste it like that. When you have like some tool, you don't waste it like this. And if somebody, like, you give them a very, very, very sharp knife, they just keep it on the side, because it's a sharp knife. It can hurt them as well. So they want to use it only when you need a sharp knife. Okay? So it is just like that. So people who have mustajab da'wah, they will not do the dua for dunya. Any affairs of the dunya, they will not do. Subhanallah. Because all this dunya for them is nothing. They will just say, Ya Allah, make me among the people of Jannah. Ya Allah, make me among the people of Jannah. Make me among the people of Jannah. And that's a high stage of salihin, the pious and righteous. Um, we talked also about that the jinn have, food, and they have rides, and they have many things that exactly like us, but it is different. It is different from humans. There are a few things we are going to talk about today, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. How to have the weapons in your war with the shaitan. Our war with the shaitan. What is the chapter that we stopped at last time? Chapter number 3? 3? Okay. The enmity between shaitan and humans, right? Why we are enemies of shaitan? Allah Azza wa Jalla said, إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌ فَاتَّخِذُوهُ عَدُوًّا إِنَّمَا يَدْعُو حِزْبَهُ لِيَكُونُوا مِنْ أَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ. Shaitan is an enemy for you, so take him as an enemy. He is inviting people to follow him, so they end up in Jahannam. We will take this ayah in a minute. But why Allah told us that? So let's go back again. Let's go back to the creation of Adam and see. When Allah formed Adam, before he blows the soul in him, يعني Allah Azza wa Jal ordered Jibreel alayhi salam to bring a handful, Jibreel's handful يعني alayhi salam, of soil that has all types of soil in this earth. طبعا, of course, when we walk, there are rocky, there are soft, there are crumbly, there are sand, there is the dirt, right? There are different types. There are also black, there's white, there is red, there is yellow, colors. Okay? There is some of the soil that have certain characteristics. Also, rocks in this earth, you have different characteristics in it. Some poisonous, some good, some bad, right? So from that came Adam alayhi salam, who carries the characteristic of this earth. That's why you find some people tough, like a mountain, like rock. Some people soft. Some people can be softened by water. All right? Some people can be hardened by anger. Like there is certain soil, if you put fire, if you mix it with water and put fire, it becomes like hard. Like this pottery, like they make, you cannot make pottery from anything. Can you make it from sand? You cannot make it from sand. Sand does not stand together. There are some people like that. Some people, they will melt in anything, in any hardship. But they are good in certain way. Okay? They are good in certain way. You have quicksand. If a person comes in, it will devour him. But sand in itself does not have good characteristics. What I'm trying to say is, all the characteristics of earth came in the human being. And all characteristics of water came in the human being, and both of them together came in the human. And the secret that makes the man or the human the way that we are is the ruh. And Allah kept it as a secret. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلُ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ. That ruh is what makes us go above our earthly needs. We have what? Earthly needs. We get hungry, we get angry, we get tough, we do this, we do that, we have lusts, we have desires, right? There's earthly stuff. But the ruh is from where? From the heavens. Okay? So you love, you like, you have spiritual things, you feel good for people. All of these characteristics, concepts, not physical. It is not tangible. I am thirsty, I drink water. That's earthly. Right? Right? I am sad, but somebody made me happy. That's heavenly. Okay? Once you understand that, that's why we pray 5 times a day. Because it connects your earthly nature with your heavenly nature. Right? This is the earthly part. You are controlling it by not moving, not saying anything, focusing. Right? Control it. And then you say, Allahu Akbar, you connect with who? Allah, the one. And then your ruh comes there and you enjoy the salah. Then you become in control of your earthly lusts and desire. That's why salah tanha an al-fahsha'i wal-munkar. Salah. Now you get that? You know, these are the kind of talks that not given to public, you know. That these kind of talks only need a higher mind to think. Otherwise, if you know, if I talk a lot about this, it becomes boring for people, right? Because these words are very, very, very important. And when you just give it to people who do not know the value, it becomes not important, right? Say, what are you talking about, man? Just tell us how to pray. You see? So it's not about that now. No prayer you need. That's why Rasulullah ﷺ tell Bilal, "Oh Bilal, give us the comfort to salah." They were exhausted, they were tired, they were fighting, they were injured. But what salah will give them? Comfort. Physical comfort as well. Because this is earthly body, it is weighing us down. And the ruh pulls us up. So if you put the ruh in the driver's seat, it takes this heavy body and becomes light. You find somebody doing tahajjud all night, then go to work next day. You understand? Why? Because the ruh is in the driver's seat. They have no problem. You know, body needs to sleep and it can adjust and recalibrate in 1 hour. So I need only 1 hour of sleep. But if the body, we give it like hungry food, this, we focus on our lusts, right? I want this beautiful car, I want this house, I want this, I want that. So you are attached, so you are heavy now, very heavy now, right? When you are very heavy down, your ruh is imprisoned. So you will never taste these good things that you read in the books about. You don't taste them because you are imprisoned. Rasulullah said you become a slave to money and the dinar and the dirham and all of that, and slave does not have their own freedom. They are waiting to be told what to do, where to eat, when to sleep, and always like that. You see, so weighed down was that. That's why salah frees us from this. So if I am at work all day long, working like 10 hours for dunya, right? Then comes salah, said, wake up. Wake up. So this 5-10 minutes of salah, I need it. It's like detoxing, right? So I'm getting out of this like you know the people who relax, they tell you breathe and relax. You know, and do like this. Yeah, they tell you start shaking things off. It works, by the way. You know, shake things off like that and shake things off. Yes, it is exactly that. So salah, you shake all of, and then you become arihna biha ya Bilal. Give us comfort, ya Bilal. So then it becomes physically strong again. That's why people look at fasting as deprivation from food. They will become weak physically, physically weak, and they will sleep all day long in Ramadan. Am I right? Because that's why teenagers and all that, they don't get it. Because, you know, I'm not eating, so I need to eat and I'm not eating. That's why my body is tired. Also physically, some doctor will tell you, if you are diabetic, your best medication is fasting. Best medication is fasting, like Ramadan. And if you fast 30 days every year, it actually adjusts all your body and metabolism and immune system and everything. You need at least 30 days a year. You see, amazing, right? So that's why you'll find somebody who gets, even they understand that, they will get physical benefit from fasting. So you'll find them more active in fasting in Ramadan than when they eat. So when they eat, they become like lethargic. When they fast, they will run in the morning like this. You see what I'm saying? That the ruh and the body and all of that. So if you give your ruh the driver's seat, subhanallah, this body becomes light. You eat little bit and say, oh, I have lots of other things to do. You know, some of the ulama, they ask some people to dry the bread for them, dry it, and then grind it. That becomes like flour, and original, because they don't have time to chew. They don't want to waste time chewing food. I'm serious. Because it's so much about reading and studying and praying and teaching that when they get hungry, they just want to have like something like this and drink some water. Continue. So the main goal of their life is, this is only to fulfill the need, physical need. This body here, it needs some little bit to maintain. But I'm here about my ruh, my ruh. So whatever less comes, that's why Rasulullah said, بحسب ابن آدم لقيمات يقمن صلبه. Enough for the child of Adam is few morsels of food to keep them going. So Allah created us with the ability to survive only on few bites every day. But then, because we cannot be satisfied like that, we made it to ourselves the rule. I have to have food, I have to have the rice, I have to have the meat made like this, I have to have the sauce made like this, and this is nasi lemak, this is nasi goreng, and this is this, and this is that. And you have to have the satay, chicken satay, and this and that. We make all this. And in Egypt, the rice has to be done like this, not like that. And you do olive oil, not the olive oil. And khalas, but now busy with that now. So who's going to be living this kind of life, my sisters? And at the same time, they want to enjoy half hour of tahajjud. You tell me. العقل نفسه مش جاهز لهذا. يعني your brain itself is not ready for that kind of work. It's not. It is not ready. Somebody like working, and you come and tell them, man, go. How I'm gonna get you? Somebody is like working very, very, very hard, and they are full of debts. They are drowned in debts, right? And then you go and tell them, I bought you these flowers for you to enjoy. What are they going to tell you? They will love you, they will like you at this moment. What they see, actually, they see the dollar sign in front of them. Everything is a dollar sign. You are a dollar sign. If you're not going to give me money to pay my debt, I don't want to talk to you. So if you give them flower, which is a good thing, but their mindset is far from enjoying the importance of the flower in their life. Actually, flower is important in their life. If they look at it, you are telling them, relax, enjoy the world. This flower is like for you to kind of like, detach and enjoy. There is lots in this world to enjoy. And that flower, smell it, look at it, it will relax you. Actually, you are doing them a good service. You are not paying their debt, but you are actually changing their mind frame so they can be able to pay their debt. But they're not getting it. You understand now the ibadah? Where is the ibadah from us? And where are us from ibadah? We are far from worship because this is our mindset. You are telling me I have to pray, tahajjud, fasting Monday, Thursday. Ya akhi, where I'm going to pay the mortgage? Where I'm going to pay this? Where are my kids? And my husband is mad at me, and if I go, and I'm busy with many other things, right? And you find all the questions, he's not pleased. I'm doing whatever. And you come and tell them, tasbih, with dhikr, with jannah, we connect with Allah. Yeah, Shaykh, give us something to live, to help us live. Talk to the husbands so they become good to us. That's your main concern in this life, Somebody to tell your husband to change his behavior. Can you imagine now? This mindset, do you think it would be able to connect with Allah on a spiritual level? I don't think so. No way. Same thing with a man who's busy only with his wife obeying him, being under his feet. You have to, like this. He will never see the good part of life. Never. Because they're obsessed with an idea, material idea, physical idea, lust idea, earthly idea, dirt idea. Dirt. Hayat dunya. Dunya. Dunya means low. The word dunya itself means low. Dunya. Adna, a'la. There is adna, a'la. قال تستبدلون الذي هو أدنى بالذي هو خير. Khair from Allah Azza wa Jal. Adna is under your feet. All this dunya is from under your feet. And you are created from what you step on. When you walk, this is what you created from. under feet. Yani you and me created from what we step on all day long. And you are nobody, you are down there. How are you going to be up? When you connect here with Allah Azza wa Jal. Then you are someone. Because this body means nothing. Nothing. You know, once a person dies, if they leave them actually for a couple of hours without, moving their joints, they'll be stiff like this. You cannot do anything. These beautiful eyes, 4 hours only, gone, khalas. Heart is like 10 minutes. Brain, 20 minutes. Skin like 1 month. Bones like 4 months. And you're nobody, khalas. Nothing, alhamdulillah. So what is remaining? Your deeds, your soul, your good words. Remember 10, 15 years after I die, and people said, Wallahi, he said this. That is what lives on. Okay? Look at what we say about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet Muhammad said, Qala Rasulullah, Qala Rasulullah, Qala Rasulullah, Qala Rasulullah, every single day. That's what lives on. That's what lives on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam, right? And the closer you are to that, the better you are. So watch what we doing every day. I had to go that direction because sometimes we are only focused on supernatural power. Jinn. But what about you? What about me? You can control actually jinn. You can control the earth. Allah tells you, you become so good, you can say to the things, be and it is. We focus on the jinn and we're scared of them. Yeah, you are stronger than that, sister. You are stronger than that. If you want, no jinn can even come close to you. Nobody can hurt you. If you say, Bismillahi alladhi la yadurru ma'a ismihi shay'un fil ardi wala fis sama' wa huwa as-sami'u al-alim. Yani in the name of Allah, with the name of Allah, that nothing in heavens and earth will hurt or harm me. Of course, He said everything under your control. Our control. If we are closer to Allah, then nothing can hurt us without Allah's permission. And if something hurts Allah, we know it is for our own good. Like Allah permitted it to hurt us, Allah created shaitan for our own good. Because some people think, why Allah created shaitan? Why is like that? You don't know. That's why Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to tell, وَالشَّرُّ لَيْسَ إِلَيْكَ. You see, if you think about this statement, you will understand the whole thing, the whole concept. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and evil is not attributed to you, O Allah. But cancer is bad, isn't it? Isn't it? Hurricanes bad, yes? It displaces people. Volcanoes burns people. War kills people. Children maims people, all of that. Is this bad or not bad? It's bad. But to Allah, it's not bad. It's bad with our standard that Allah taught us. Okay? I'm not saying, because this is a confusion will happen here, that you think, well, if it is good, then it is okay to have hurricanes and all that. I'm not saying that. I am saying Allah created us to identify things good or bad in a certain way. But with His hikmah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created the good and bad for our own good, in general. Yeah. Somebody has to be sick to appreciate. Somebody has to be poor for someone to be rich. Someone be rich for someone to be poor. There is hikmah. I was telling someone one time, imagine all this world healthy and all this world rich. They do not need each other. Can you imagine this? Imagine a city that people cannot leave the city. It has 1,000 people, and all 1,000 people is like a clone of each other, and they have everything that each other has. How long these people can survive? They have all the means, they will die out of starvation. Because you need something that you don't have, but we all have everything. So that means what? Everyone wants a bigger space. So they will kill each other. They will. Nobody is, you have to have a need for someone. Like if everyone have the same mansion, everyone looks the same, everyone have the same children, everyone have the same, like a spouse, everybody have the same land, everybody have the same fruit, everybody have the same food, everybody have everything. It doesn't work. Think about it. It does not work. Someone has to get sick, right? So the rest of the people know what health is. And someone has to go and get educated to see why they are sick so I can treat them. You see now how it works? So how Allah looks at things is different from how we see them. So having shaitan, it's bad, yes. But there is a reason why Allah has a shaitan. There is a reason. Allah created us to start with, to worship Him. Why worship Him? Is He having fun looking at us suffering? That's what we think with our mind, right? But it is not like that. So Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to tell Allah, Ya Allah, evil is not attributed to you. Sayyidina Ayub alayhi salam, when he made dua to Allah, he said, Rabbi inni massani ad-dur. Harm touched me. He did not say, Ya Allah, you made me sick. He said, I got sick. Now, who made him sick? Allah. But he said, I got sick. He is polite with Allah. He said, Massani ash-shaytan binusbin wa adhab. Shaitan caused my trouble, Ya Allah. You see, he's not attributing good to shaitan. He's not attributing bad to Allah. This is how you see things. So, yes, it is bad. A war is happening. We don't want war. Allah said this is haram. Do not transgress yourselves. But in the universal qadar, not shar'i qadar. Shar'i qadar means do's and don'ts, halal and haram. But universal qadar is above that one. Kafir is eating and drinking. They have right upon you as a human being too. That's now universal qadar, right? You cannot object to it. Said only Muslims should be honored. No, that's not your business. You understand the universal qadar? Shar'i qadar is you have to worship Allah to enter Jannah. Yes? You have a choice. Allah Azza wa Jalla will honor you and everything. But you will find somebody richer than you and they are not necessarily worshipping Allah. Yeah? You find somebody good, you are good and you are suffering. Somebody doing the complete opposite and they are enjoying. That universal qadar ba. This you cannot interfere in it. So in the universal qadar of Allah Azza wa Jalla, everything is good. Everything is done for a reason. But in the shar'i qadar, we know what is right, what is wrong, do's and don'ts, we should do, you should not do, mashi yani. We understand that. You have to pray. You have to fast. You cannot lie. Allah told us this. This is our shar'i qadar, the smaller circle. But there is what? A bigger circle. That bigger circle is the universal qadar of Allah Azza wa Jal. When Allah created Adam, and He told Jibreel alayhi salam to bring this dirt and the dust and then mix it with the water, then Allah Azza wa Jal make it like salsal means clay and dry clay, right? It fermented the water with the soil and it mixed together until it has a smell. Hama'in masnoon, has a smell, like when you leave it, it ferments kind of. And after it did that, then Allah Azza wa Jal formed Adam as a statue. Sculpture? So He got this mud pile and He formed Adam in that shape that none looked like before. So arms, nose, and this way. Angels don't look like that. Jinn don't look like that. So this is a new creation of Allah without precedent. Can you imagine now the shock of the angels and the Iblis and all of that? Like, what is this? And they don't know. And I'm putting myself in their place and I'm seeing like how he's going to walk. Sideways, up, down, what are those two things here? Wings, flappers, what are they? You don't know, right? So this is a shape in front of them, but they cannot say anything because Allah is the one who's doing. So Adam stood like this, like a statue. And salsal means when the air comes in it, it makes sound. Like that, air. So Shaitan started going around that big huge shape. And that shape was like 60 arm spans tall. 12 floor yani. A building, 12-story building? 12-story building is like 60 arm span, our arm span, because Rasulullah described it like that. That means our arm span. ذراع, that's called the ذراع. هذا شبر like this شبر, one hand span. وهذا ايه ذراع. وهذا باع, يعني this is longer. You know, when they do the fabric, they used to do it like this in the old times. Huh? Like a yard, the measurement from the nose to the tips of the. You remember this one? I remember when we were young, look, they keep going like this. So dhira' is like from elbow to the tips here. That's called the dhira'. So Adam alayhi salam was 60 arm spans. So about 10, 12 story. So he's big like that, and the angels looking, and Iblis now is worshipping Allah with the angels. Now how Iblis ended up worshipping Allah with the angels? It's a long story, but Jinn were created thousands of years on this earth. We talked about that. They started spreading mischief and killing each other and shedding blood of each other and all of that. That earth was theirs, right? Like earth is ours now, earth was theirs, right? They have species, they have animals, they have everything. And then they abused it, they disobeyed Allah and everything. So Allah sent the angels, and there was a big, huge war that ended up most of the jinn, 90% of them killed. Right? And those 10% or less, they ran away to, caves under the water, mountain tops, jungles. They hidden, they were hiding. And Allah led them. Now angels saw that, and they were part of the war. So when Allah said, I'm going to create Adam, they said they're going to create somebody bloodshedding in the earth, because there's analogy, right? You created that creation, jinn, and they spread, and now you are going to repeat this with another creation you're calling human. You are Alim al-Hakim, but they are talking based on their little knowledge, right? Now Iblis was among those who were not killed in the war, neither who ran away, who was like taken by the angels, and he worshiped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it was good, and Allah gave him the knowledge, and he raised in the ranks, like he became like the angels. He even looked like the angels, because jinn can shape, remember? Jinn can shape in different things, so he became like angels. So when he wanted that by choice, then he will be accounted like them as well. Like when you are ordered, you do not have a choice to disobey, because you want to be like angels, close to Allah and worship Allah and have the ikram of being closer to Allah and all that. Then you want to be like angel, you have to behave like one. So when Allah ordered the angels to prostrate, the order was to him too. Yani when Allah Azza wa Jal ordering the general, he's not going to say, and you, and you, and you, and you. No. Isjudu li Adam. You are standing there in the first line, you want to prostrate too. Don't say, I'm different. If Allah Azza wa Jal wanted you to be exempted, He would have said, all angels prostrate, but jinn don't. Yes? But those who were present when Allah said, Isjudu li Adam, whether you are angel or not angel, you have to make sajda to Adam. That's why the right belief, the order was not to angels only. That's why Allah said, إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ كَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ فَفَسَقَ عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ. That means maybe there was jinn who prostrated as well. Not only, and Iblis was the only one. We have to understand, the order was not, when Allah said, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ, we so told the angels, اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ, does not mean angels exclusively. That means whoever is standing there also. Maybe Allah told them to prostrate to Adam. Maybe there is another creation we do not know, Allah did not speak about, prostrated also to Adam. And maybe some of the angels did not prostrate to Adam. The angels who are carrying the throne of Allah, or there are angels who are always in sajda, Allah created them. They are already in sajda. How are we going to prostrate to Adam? Yani? They are already in sajda. You get the idea? So when Allah told the angels to prostrate to Adam, that means all the species of the angels? No. That means only angels? Also no. Right? This is not the... So we have to understand. Because somebody said, why Iblis is punished? He is not even an angel, and the order was only for angels. So they will say, that's not right. Or they will say that Iblis was an angel. but he disobeyed. No, not necessarily. He used to go around Adam and he said, you're going to be the new creation? If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you above me, I'm going to disobey you. And if Allah made you lower than me, I'm going to destroy you. He's making the commitment ahead already. Became jealous way before the sajda issue. So don't think that the sajda was the start. No, the sajda was a reflection, was like a result of how he was very jealous. You know, when somebody not so sincere, they are good in everything, but they don't want anybody to be competition. You know, like someone who tell you open a restaurant, I open a deli outside the masjid here, or I bring some nice food, and I say our food is the best. We're not afraid of competition. Anybody can compete, but nobody can give the taste like this, right? Then you know, few months later, someone just open a store. Before they even do the grand opening, you are worried already. صح? You are worried already. What if they become better than me? What are they gonna have? And curious. You make the research. What food they're gonna serve? What is their secret, right? Yeah, that's how humans and jinn function. Angels don't have these things. So Iblis, once he saw competition coming, he said, now we have a problem. So he was not worshipping Allah sincerely to start with. Well, sincerely, you don't worry. You go focus about yourself. Are you good with Allah or not? He created another creation or not other creation. You are who you are. You're worshipping Allah, should be happy with that. But he's afraid that someone becomes better than him. That means he's arrogant, takabbir. You know, from the beginning. لئن سلطت علي لأعصينك ولئن سلطت عليك لأهلكنك. He's saying, if you become above me, I'm going to disobey you and distract you and all of that. That's what it turned out to be, right? Human, you're above the jinn. So in Sahih Muslim, Allah Azza wa Jal, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, لما صور الله آدم في الجنة, Allah created him in the Jannah, inside the Jannah, created him. تركه ما شاء الله أن يتركه, he left him like a statue like this. فجعل إبليس يطيف به, Iblis used to go and visit him, you know, like at certain time. ينظر ما هو, what is this? فلما رآه أجوف, when he saw that he's hollow from inside, Iblis knew that he has a weakness. عرف أنه خلق خلقا لا يتماسك. يعني he's not solid. You know, when you go and sometimes you find a tree is strong, but sometimes the tree is hollow from inside. The termite ate it from inside. So it's a matter of time when somebody does like this, and so Iblis said, he is hollow from inside. He's not like heavy. He said, now I have a chance. When Allah Azza wa Jal put the soul in him, and Adam looked around, sneezed, and all of that kind of narrations, so Allah told the angels to prostrate to him, and he told him to, everybody worshipping with the angels, same thing. قال أنا خير منه, I am better than him. So the statement is the reflection of the belief. That tells you Adam, before even he was Adam, Iblis had it in his heart that I'm better. Because you made a statement. That statement means you're thinking about it. Statements don't just come like that. He looked at himself, he looked at this, he was hollow, he was this, you know, what kind of, created from dirt and dust, I'm from fire. I'm better, you know, I move around and all that. But who told you fire is better than this one? He thought. And he built all this building based on that wrong assumption. Somebody said, I am better than all of these people. On what? I am the richest. But who told you that money makes people better? You made the wrong assumption and you build on it. You know, somebody said, this guy is the smartest guy in the community. What makes him smartest guy in the community? He has 3 PhDs. Does that make you smart? Actually, some farmer in the jungles of whatever, maybe he's smarter than this guy. Put both of them in a survival situation and let's see who's smart. right? So it's kind of like you'll know, but you basing things in wrong assumptions. احنا بنعمل كده كل يوم. We do this every single day. We assume things about our spouses, we assume things about our deen, we assume things about Allah himself, subhanahu wa ta'ala, we assume things about other people, and we end up wrong. We end up wrong. Oh, I thought you did this. Oh, I thought we did. Oh, I thought. How many times you see I thought? Wrong assumptions. Yeah. So he made the wrong assumption, Iblis. Now you have to understand. Allah Azza wa Jal created Adam. When Adam opened his eyes, he sees everybody prostrating to him. Right? He sees Allah, everybody prostrating to him. Subhanallah. But he finds someone with this big, huge dilemma now, like he's opposing Allah, the Kareem himself, the Kabir. And he's saying, I will take care of this one. I'm going to destroy him. Can you imagine the first thing you see? Everybody honoring you except one. And he is making this scene now. Supposed to be a clear enemy, but subhanallah, we are humans who forget. We forget. Allah Azza wa Jal kicked Shaitan out from the Jannah. And then he said, give me a chance. Allah said, I will give you a chance. So Allah planned it already, subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'll give you a chance. And he took an oath upon himself. He said, I am going to sit for them. Surah Al-A'raf, verse 16 and 17. قال فبما أغويتني, يعني the way you cursed me and all this, لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم. Him and his offspring. Now he knows that he's going to have offspring. And Allah said, I'm going to create Adam Khalifa. Khalifa means generation after generation will come out of him. That's the meaning of the word Khalifa. So he knew, angels knew, before the creation of Adam, that there will be a creation. But now they're looking, they saw the shape, oh, that's the creation. They don't know how it's going to function, but they don't know what it's going to do. Right? So Iblis didn't know who's going to be in control. Now he knows. Because Allah told them to prostrate. That means Adam is better than you. You always prostrate in respect before the Sharia of Islam. You prostrate to someone who's older than you, bigger than you, higher than you, more honorable than you. Not the other way around. So now he knows. So he said, I'm going to destroy him and his offspring. How? من بين أيديهم, from the front. ومن خلفهم, from the back. وعن أيمانهم, from the right. وعن شمائلهم. What does that mean? When someone important walking in the street and somebody wants to talk to them, ask them something, what do? Like let's say somebody important and there is someone who have an idea. They come from front, right? They come from the front. Might be pushed behind. So they come from the back. Please, look at me, please. Doesn't. They will come from the right or they'll come from the left. And they'll go all directions trying to approach that person. So Shaitan saying exactly, I'm going to do all this. I'm going to come from every direction. I'll stay in front of them to make something look, glittery. Okay? And if they push me aside, I'm going to from behind them say, go, move forward. You're doing good. Come on, do it. From behind. Right? Always the support from right and left. I will be there also to make sure that the support is helping them to go forward. Don't come this way. Oh, no, go move this way. It was like somebody blind and someone telling them, oh, take a right. No, make a left. So Shaitan said, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull them, I'm going to push them, I'm going to be on their side to make sure that they are in the wrong direction. From all directions. Allah told them, wait, you know what? Do whatever you can. استفزز من استطعت منهم بصوتك, with your voice. وأجلب عليهم بخيلك ورجلك. You want to have army of devils who are cavalry, like means riding, and those who are infantry, walking. Like somebody, you are an army general, and you have the cavalry, and you have the infantry, right? خيلك ورجلك. Shayateen have this also, yeah, they have like army like that. All the Luetta road here, you will find a big army of Jinn. Trying to attack anybody coming in. You know, anybody coming in for Fajr, Salah and everything like that, they are like, the army is like, you cannot imagine yani from here to the neighborhoods around. They will try to prevent coming out from the bedroom, trying to prevent coming out from the house, trying to prevent from the street, trying to prevent entering the masjid. And if you succeed entering the masjid, they will waswas in the head. Armies, millions of them there. And you go through, subhanallah, all of this, successfully making it. Now that's why I'm telling everybody, whenever you find yourself in a class or in a jama'ah salah or in a good program, you should be happy and thank Allah, say alhamdulillah. Because you went through all of this. It's choice. We don't know, we don't appreciate. But we are special for Allah, but does not make you overconfident, huh? You're still afraid. Whoever saved you from all of this, you know, sometimes one soldier can be a suicide bomber, you know. Oh yes, and they can slide to you also, with the arrogance. You understand? So yeah, you went through all of this army of shayateen and the devils and you made it to the class. Then, you know, comes one smart shaitan and he said, you made it, you were better than all these women in the community. All what you did gone to waste. Because sometimes there are people in the army that are not with weapons. Those intelligence, you know, they go spies, undercover, they go mess up everything. They will do what the army could not do. You understand me? That's why shaitan, they come to him, his children. Oh, I make him kill. I make him. I separated between him and his wife. He said, now you come here. Why? Because this is a long-term destruction. When you destroy the family, you destroy a society. One at a time, one family at a time. 20 years, 30 years, this community is a community of broken families. No good in their salah, no good in their hajj, no good. They are unhappy. A generation of kids come up with people who are broken. They don't appreciate anything. Their salah is a routine. This is good. Shaitan likes that. Fahimtum? So it's not only with the tanks and the air force and all of that. No. You destroy a society in 25 years, what the army could not do in 2,500 years. Right? Make someone from kindergarten, pre-K, grow in a broken society. It only takes about 20 years, 25 years. Once they graduate from college and have masters and PhD, but they were in a broken society from what? Pre-K. So they grew all their life, all their maturity, seeing what? No morals, no manners, no respect for husband, wife, no respect for elders. Huh? Everything is about money, greed. That's what they know. So they grow up, now we have a generation. How long it would take for this? 2 or 3 cycles with conscious, hard effort. You destroy in 25 years, but you rebuild in 250 years. Trust me. Read history, you will know what I'm saying is the truth. I'm not making big statements. No. It takes time. It takes time until people come down. They lose their morals, long time. See, Allah giving them chance to come back. Okay? Start going slowly, until people leave all foundations of Islam. Then they get hit. And they said, what? Why happened? We are a Muslim. We say, la ilaha illallah. But look what have been happening for 25 years. And you will know exactly what it is. All these zalimeen, controlling, they were groomed 25 to 50 years ago. From kindergarten. Who is going to be the top religious position? We need to fill that. So you start with somebody in kindergarten. Prepare them to fill this high religious. Who's going to be in the judicial? Who's going to be like the people doctors who treat? Who's going to be? So you can have a generation who worries about money, not the message. Who's going to be like the imams and the shuyukh of the people? Let's work now. Leave these people now to say whatever they want. Terrorism. All this is not the plan. Accusing Muslim leadership that they're terrorism, this is not the plan. You know what is the plan? You losing trust in this religious leadership. So create fitan, problem. So people said, priest, rabbi, sheikh, like that. Not only Muslim, huh? Don't be deceived. And it's not only happening to Muslim. Any religious leadership in the world now, everybody bringing down. Am I right or wrong? Anyone. You bring some fitna, money, women, this, that, they will try to. This is not to accuse them or show how bad they are. Wallahi, that's not the cause. It's not the cause to prove someone wrong, like people think. Oh, we have to educate the community about this guy is doing this. You've been used. You think you are doing that. You think you are helping. You are not. You are achieving a very short-term goal. Trust me, wallah, I know. Short-term goal. Yes, okay, this dude is bad. Okay, put him in jail. Oh, this dude is bad. Put him in jail. Oh, this guy, fire him. We are not going to pray behind him. We are not going to listen to his service in the church anymore. We are, okay, all right. But this keeps repeating. Then what happened? My child now, who's 1 year old, what's going to happen over the next 18 years for him? He grows up and seeing what? And you and me experienced in our life good religious leadership. Yani there were good and there was bad. So now when you see the bad, inside your heart, you are saying this is not representative of the Imam, right? This is not representative of the good Islam, صح? Right? Always you say that. You know what? Judge Islam by Islam, not by Muslims. Muslims can be bad, but the deen is. But for a child who's growing up and everything they are seeing, bad leadership. How are you going to convince them when they are 18 to follow a sheikh or a priest or a rabbi? Now he becomes a doctor, engineer, teacher, imam. They don't have that in them anymore. You know, in Europe, like Bosnia and all of this, Bosnia, Eastern Europe, all of that, they reached to a level that Islam for them was just a name. I heard from people from that side of the world. They saying that the mufti of the town had a girlfriend. And he would drink wine. So they reach to a level like that. So they grow, and I'm not saying that they know what is right, and this is the tradition, this is what they raised in. It takes long time until they are there. Okay? So they were hit hard. Okay? So the corruption happens over time. Right? The punishment happens swift, but comes as a result of what we're doing. So what is the challenge now, my sisters, is watch what is happening around you. Sometimes, not everything we know, we say. And sometimes, not all the wrong we have, we expose. It's not because we like wrong, or we like to hide it. Some people come with that mentality, you know. So you keep hiding, okay. Expose our dirty laundry in front of everybody. MashaAllah, you're doing great. Whom you are hurting? Yourself. Your own children. Your own children. Some people, their job is to expose leaders. Political leader, religious leader, this leader, that leader. Well, they might be achieving something good on the short term. They might be. I'm not saying it's bad, yani. Like you have to eliminate the bad. But sometimes, eliminating the bad in a certain time, it becomes bad itself. Okay? If you have like a piece of meat or food that started going bad, and you invited all of us here, and we are sitting. You looked in the fridge and you find on the top like something bad, and you don't have any food of that day for that day. Oh, subhanallah, I prepared this food for you, but look, it has some mold on the top. Clean the mold and give it to them to eat. Would they eat it? Would they eat it? No. Why? Because they saw it, right? You exposed yourself. You created a problem now. Actually, you might go and get some eggs and do some omelette, and they will be happy, right? They didn't know that you had a feast, but now they're happy, and you hide your own problem. You deal with your problem later. Make sure it does not happen again. But now, you told people that you had food that had mold in the fridge. How long was the food? She's going to feed us. She could have cleaned the mold and feed us. We're not going to trust any food that she give us later in the future. Yeah. Right? I'm just giving you a vivid example here. Sometimes with innocence, you show a defect that will create a bigger problem for you without knowing it. You think you're being honest. You are actually honest. But what did you create with your honesty? Mistrust. Yes, you know, that's why we said, don't put your dirty laundry in front of people. Now you understand what does that mean? Sometimes hiding a problem and only releasing it in need with professionals and all of that is better. I'm not saying it's always right. That's why in Islam we have a fiqh of amr ma'ruf and nahy al munkar, enjoining good and forbidding bad is not for everybody. It's not to do it at all times. You know, sometimes a person comes, a sister comes, for example, she's not dressed properly. I'm just giving you an example. يعني in Eid or in Jum'ah, sisters go, oh, Shaykh, oh, you know, when she make ruku', her back shows. All of the type. يعني what should I do? Tell me, what should I do? Now that's the problem. How should I solve it? Shaykh Mamdouh, يعني how he would solve it for you? Give khutbah al-Jum'ah. Oh, sister, you come and never come here again. Either you dress properly or hellfire. Trust me, many women with hijab will not come to the masjid again. Not the one who has a problem. Now some people, they are sensitive, they don't like the message. Yes? They're not addressed with it. They're offended by the way I give it. Oh, this sheikh is no good. I don't want my children to be exposed to this guy. I'm just giving you practical examples. Those are practical examples. And there are sheikhs actually doing this and losing it because of that. You are trying to fix a smaller problem, but you're creating what? A bigger problem. I'm creating an image for myself. Oh, some people said, oh, this sheikh, he's the man. He's solving all problems. He's giving it to the community, man. He will never be quiet. He's like that. That's a group. But the larger community, who are like wishy-washy people, they come to the masjid 1 foot forward, 1 foot behind. They are waiting for an excuse not to come. And this is the majority, right? Those people who are Eid only, Jum'ah only, they are waiting for a little tiny excuse. You know what? That's why I don't come to the masjid, akhi. I hear it all the time, you know. That's why I don't come to the masjid. Because of this guy. You give them the silver platter, trying to solve. There's one sister coming. So what, يعني? People will misunderstand me. Or, alhamdulillah, we have 100 sisters who are dressed properly and 2 who are not dressed properly. Even if I stay quiet, I will not address that situation. What is the damage made? There is some damage, but minor. But what is the bigger damage if I address it improperly? Big. You see the idea here? Some youth playing, not praying. And everybody's like, Shaykh, you're praying. Okay, all right. Go talk nicely to them. But they did not come. Talk again. Talk again. For 1 year. Every time you see them playing, talk. You know what? Go get them some sandwiches from Zamani. I swear, you're focused only on, enforcement. You are not Allah, ya akhi. Allah is the one who guides. You give da'wah. Bas. Next time when you find that they are playing, they're not coming, bring them some Gatorade. Hey guys, I brought you some drinks. Give it to them, ta'ala salli. Come pray. Next time, do the same thing again. Eventually they will come. They will be embarrassed. They'll come. So there are ways. Children, those little children, it's easy for us to say, oh, they are fighting, they are jumping. Ya Shaykh, we cannot focus. No khushu' in salah. You know what? You can have khushu' alone better than the jama'ah. صح ولا wrong or right? When I'm alone in a room by myself, do I have more focus? Or when I come here and the door opens and closes and this, which one? No children, Which one is more khushu'? But why jama'ah is 27 times better? It's not about khushu'. It is about being together. So when a child grows up, seeing us being together is more important than him jumping around. So be patient. Your khushu' is not there already. Anyways, without the kid, you are thinking stock market and the food this and that, and you know what my wife cooked for me today and how I'm gonna do things. Everybody's like in their own world. Yeah, are you waiting for the child to be disturbed? We're already disturbed, subhanallah. So the benefit that will come from a child who's jumping up and down over 15, 20 years is much, much more than your own personal khushu'. Trust me. I'm telling you, like we sometimes look today about Jinn, but we went away from Jinn, you know. This halqa is not going to be about Jinn now, right? Every time I go, maybe Jinn does not want us to talk about, so they keep putting me away, you know. Shaykh Mamdouh, they keep reminding me with everything other than Jinn. We are talking about this because this is all shaitan plans. Because today we are talking about the history where it all started. So subhanallah, my sisters, focus and look on the long term. Don't look on the short term. Look always on the long term. So when I see the children in the masjid, I make sure that I make conscious effort walking toward them and say salam. I could say, oh, their father, bring him to me to give them my blessings as the Shaykh. That's Iblis work, you know. I'm better than. No, I am seeing someone in 15, 20 years from now different. All these, if somebody come 15 years and talk to them how bad is the masjid, they will say no. There were some people in the masjid when I was young that they choose to greet me, say I'm proud of you. They give me some chocolate, they do good, they smile at my face, even when I was creating mischief. I remember this Shaykh in front of you here. I remember when I was young, my dad used to take me with him to the masjid in Ramadan and all of that. Me and my cousin, we used to create mischief in the masjid. I remember when I was young, but Hifz Quran and everything, but still child. My father is an imam. Once he starts the salah, I'm a free man. Wild. Run around. Okay? I remember run around and go and run between the lines. I remember myself, yani. When I was run around and all of that. There are many kids here, wallah, they are way better than what I was. These children. MashaAllah, coming with the thawb and the hat and standing beside their father, wallah, in America here, kids are way advanced than I was when I was young. More polite. That's why I'm not bothered by the children who are like, because I know myself, I remember, yani, when I was young. And I used to go create the mischief. And once I see my father sitting in the tashahud, I go sit beside him. Innocent, angel. After you create the mischief in the masjid, once I know salah is going to finish, you go sit. But one thing I remember, that people accommodated. The same people, wallahi, I swear. Same people. When I became in high school, and I sat in front of them to lead the salah and give the lesson, they were there smiling at my face. You see the beauty of it? These are the same uncles and grandfathers and elder people who were patient with me when I was a child. Now they are benefiting and learning from me when I'm older. Now when I'm bigger, they consider me like a scholar or a student of knowledge. They actually come and ask me for fatwa. This is the same exact people who were patient with me when I was creating mischief in the masjid. I want you to see that possibility next time you see a child in the masjid. All right? When you're looking at your own children at home, treat them with some respect like that. Because they are going to be the mothers and the fathers of tomorrow. And if they don't have the security and they don't have the happiness and they don't have the confidence, then we're bracing for a bigger problem in our community. All right. Allahu Rabbi. So Allah told us that He's our enemy. We should take Him as enemy. Always we say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. Why we say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم? Because Allah ordered us to do so. فإذا قرأت القرآن فاستعذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. When you are about to read the Quran, seek refuge in Allah from the shaitan. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, every khutbah, every lecture, ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. We seek refuge in Allah from the evils of ourselves and the bad deeds. What are the long-term plan of the shaitan just mentioned? One is to take us from Jannah, like he took Adam alayhi salam out of Jannah. He wants to take all his offspring also from Jannah. He did not succeed to take Adam to hellfire, but he will succeed taking many of his offspring to hellfire. That's why Allah Azza wa Jalla said, whoever is removed away from hellfire and admitted to Jannah is the successful one. فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةَ فَقَدْ فَازَ. So who is the loser? Who removed away from Jannah and entered hellfire. And who's going to do that? Shaitan. That's the long-term plan for the shaitan. All what he does is for that goal, to get you closer to that goal. He's not going to come and say, disbelieve in Allah and let's go to hellfire. You go walk with him. It's not going to work like that. It's one step at a time. That's why I'm telling you, long-term plan. That's why I was telling people one time in the khutbah, don't only look to yourself that you are praying and your children are memorizing Quran. Shaitan might be focusing on you 4 generations down. 4 generations down. He saw, because he has been there since Adam, right? Alayhi salam. So he saw the pattern. After 4 generations, that's what happened. After 6 generations, that's what happened. After 20 generations, that's what happened, right? So he's going to plant the seed with you that you're not even aware of. A small seed. And that seed is going to grow. Every generation is going to grow, until you die and you're not aware of. That's why you find someone who's not worshipping Allah, but their grandfather, his name is like some Muslim guy who migrated somewhere, and maybe they were very good Muslim even. But 4 generations down, someone is completely without a religion. So the seed is planted long time. So that's why we seek refuge in Allah. Now when we make dua, رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا. يعني all our spring يوم القيامة قُرَّةَ أَعْيُن. Even the ones we are not going to see physically, we want to see them in Jannah. I want to enter Jannah, and every single one who comes from my offspring till يوم القيامة with me in Jannah. I don't want to see a gap in the middle. Alright? Or after a few generations, في كفار في hellfire. When they call their name, they carry my name in it. You see? So it's not only about doing fard and all that, nafil and doing extra and doing dua for those who you are not seeing. I want, Ya Allah, my offspring until يوم القيامة to say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah and admit to Jannah. Allahumma ameen. What are the short term? As many people to go to shirk as possible. Commit shirk. By innovation, by bid'ah, by slaughtering to other than Allah, by making dua for other than Allah, by believing in all this, superstitions and stuff like that. Allah, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah created everybody hanif, hunafa, yani on the good fitrah. فجاءتهم الشياطين فاجتالتهم عن دينهم. Shayateen distracted them and moved away from their religion. The hadith Qudsi, يعني Allah says. What if he cannot take people to shirk? He make them commit major sins. Lower. He will never give up. If you are very hard, you are tough cookie for shirk, will convince you to do a major sin. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Inna shaytana qad aysa an yu'bada fi baladikum hadhihi abada." Shaitan give up already for you become mushrik again or worship him again. But ولكن ستكون له طاعة. Some people will obey him by doing some acts and taking it lightly. Somebody commit a sin, but they are not. Yeah, Shaykh, we are better than many other people. Come on, man. Don't make it hard. And shaitan says, oh, I'm happy with that. It's good, cool. Stay prayer, do prayer, everything. But they do one sin. I said, one sin is nothing. You are perfect. No problem. So he's pleased with that little sin from you. But as I said, that's the short term. Happy with you to do the small thing. But later on, long term plan. Also, among the goals of shaitan is to make ibadah hard for people. وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرَهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ. Will not find them thankful. We don't do ibadah only because we need something. We do only ibadah also to thank Allah for what we have, right? So he doesn't want. So صد العباد عن طاعة الله. Does not want us to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is a hadith. إن الشيطان قعد لابن آدم بأطرقه. Shaitan sits on every possible path of child of Adam. Every possible path. يعني imagine that you're coming out from the masjid here. How many ways you can go, right or left? Imagine if there is also a way out. Imagine if there is an exit on the right, on the left, and the back. So there are 5, 6 exits in the masjid that you can take to get out, right? Right. You come out here, you find the construction. What do you do next? You go to the next one. You find the door, the gate is not working. Then what do you do now? You're stuck. But if there is another door, now Rasul ﷺ saying, Shaitan sat on every path. يعني on every path there is a problem for you. Means to get out, you have to see which problem is less, but you're going to have a problem. So إن الشيطان قعد لابن آدم بأطرقه. He sat on the path of Islam. One exit is called the exit of what? Islam. To live your life. فقال, he told him, تسلم وتذر دينك ودين آبائك وآباء آبائك. You're going to become a Muslim and you leave the deen of your fathers and forefathers. فعصاه فأسلم. The man disobeyed the shaitan and he became Muslim. So this path did not work. So shaitan could not block this one for. That's one entrance here. ثم قعد له بطريق الهجرة. Hijrah, migrating from Mecca to Medina, or migrating from a bad place to a good place. He comes and tell him, تهاجر وتدع أرضك وسماءك. يعني you are going to migrate and leave the land and the sky that you are familiar with. This all your life here, look for friends and this and that and this and that, this and that. You know, you tell a child, I'm going to transfer you from school. He said, I leave my friends, right? They are worried about the friends and what about our family and the house and this and this. This is what you're familiar with. You're going to migrate to a place, start from scratch. And he tell him, and the muhajir, shaitan is telling the man who wants to migrate, يعني, إنما مثل المهاجر كمثل الفرس في الطول. يعني he says that you are going to be like a horse with a rope. The rope is long, but you are tied. You are not free because you are in a land which is not yours. Okay? So you think you're free, you're achieving, but you are tied. They tie you. They don't give you, but this is your tribe, this is your place, this is your, you know. فعصاه فهاجر. He still disobeyed the shaitan, so shaitan could not block this one. فعصاه فهاجر. ثم قعد له بطريق الجهاد. He's going to go fight jihad يعني. All the time. قال تجاهد فهو جهد النفس والمال. You're going to lose your money, you're going to lose yourself. Now look. فتقاتل فتقتل. You are going to fight and you're going to be killed. فتنكح المرأة ويقسم المال. Your wife is going to get married to someone else and your money is going to be divided among your children. So he's killing him. You know, and the Arab all, يعني, they have that gene in their blood that even if they, you know, divorce a woman, they are jealous that someone else will marry her. Right? So that's why Arab women play on that one a lot. يعني. Okay? So this is the issue. يعني. So shaitan actually does that. He said, you're going to go fight and jihad and become pious, righteous and everything. Your wife is going to marry someone else. Oh, blood comes boiling his. So he stays, does not go, does not travel, does not do anything. He gets him in that one. Weakness. Same thing. He will come to the woman and said, you're going to leave your husband and go for jihad and everything like that. And you're going to stay alone. You're going to, and he will create problems for her. Oh, he's going to travel. He find a better woman than you. Oh, shaitan. Oh, shaitan does that. Well, this hadith applies to you and me. You think the hadith of Rasulullah 1400 years only expired? Expired? You think it's expired? It applies to all of us. You think a little bit, you find it applies to you right now. فعصاه فهاجر فجاهد. He made jihad. فمن فعل ذلك كان حقا على الله أن يدخله الجنة. Rasul صلى الله عليه وسلم said, if you make shaitan desperate like this and you disobey in every path he comes try to block, you enter Jannah. And this حق on Allah. Allah promised you to enter Jannah. ومن قتل كان حقا على الله أن يدخله الجنة. Whoever was killed because disobeys the shaitan will enter the Jannah. وإن غرق كان حقا على الله يدخله الجنة. If he drowned, Allah will enter the Jannah. وإن وقصته دابته, even if his animal kicks him and he dies, still he will enter Jannah. Because he refused to live the life except for Allah Azza wa Jalla. So shaitan will come to you before you go to your work. Shaitan will come to you before you come to the masjid. Shaitan come to you before you take this class. Shaitan will come to you before marriage, before have a child, before you this, before that. He will always come to you and say, you want to do this? Now you want to become better? Are you sure you're going to leave this? You're going to leave the culture? Or you're going to do this? You're going to lose that? He said, no. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. And you continue, it becomes حق on Allah to admit you to Jannah. The more you do that. So let's have conscious effort, inshallah, of doing that. Also, if he did not succeed to prevent you from obeying Allah, he will try to corrupt the obedience of Allah. Yani he will make you pray, but a defective prayer. Now he could not make a mushrik. He could not make a person disobey Allah. He could not make a person commit a sin. Right? He could not prevent you from obeying Allah, so he will let you pray and obey Allah, but make it messed up. Defective. You want to pray? Okay, pray. But you pray fast. Okay? So he will let you do the things. Sometimes even he will remind you to pray. You know? Sometimes shaitan will make you pray on time. Huh? Yeah. Because he knows if you forgot the prayer and you remember, you'll say astaghfirullah 100 times. So if you did not pray on time, and let's say you forgot, you are a very, very good person, you will regret, you blame yourself, and then you're going to pray perfect for the next 10 years. Because of a mistake, right? So sometimes he will not let you do the mistake. Oh yes. So you know that Imam Abu Hanifa, a person come to him and he said, yeah Imam, I buried my money yesterday somewhere and I forgot where I put it. The Imam is fiqh and the hadith and all that. What's gonna give? He told him, I'll answer you tomorrow morning. I'll give you fatwa tomorrow morning. But go tonight and don't sleep. Tonight you do wudu and make niyyah to pray tahajjud until the morning and make dua that I give you the fatwa in the morning. Okay? So no, all right. Okay, if you say so. He comes in the Fajr time, the man is laughing. Imam, you don't need your fatwa. I already find the money. He said, how you find the money? He said, I made wudu and I intended to pray to Allah Azza wa Jalla. I said, Allahu Akbar. I remembered where the money is. He said, he said, I did not even finish the salah. He ran, get the money. So Imam Abu Hanifa said, I knew shaitan is not going to let him be sincere for one night. That's why I told him to pray, because I know he's not going to finish the salah. Because now he lost his money, he's broken, he's afraid, he's close to Allah, he will become sincere as it comes. Because when you are in need, you become sincere. When you are sick, you are very sincere. When you are lost, you are very sincere, right? If you are lost, you are in dark, you want the light to come back by any means. Sah? Yes? Because you're afraid. Once the light comes back, khalas. When you are lost, direction at night, you're driving and you lost, and your phone battery died. Mafish GPS, no phone, you are in the middle of the way, what? You're scared now. Said, anything, Ya Allah, but save me from this, I'll become the best servant for you, Ya Allah. And here comes the light from someone who stops for you, give you a jump and everything, and you go, say, Whew, alhamdulillah. And then you forget everything. Forget the promise that you did for Allah. عرفتم الشيطان, what does he do? So he will corrupt your intentions and he will corrupt your obedience. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one time a person came to him and said, Ya Rasulullah, shaitan, he came to me and a surah that I know very well, I could not read, could not recite. So Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, قال ذلك شيطان يقال له خنزب. This is a shaitan, his name is Khinzab. This shaitan is assigned for salah. Khinzab is a salah guy. This is the shaitan of the messing up your salah. فإذا أحسسته فتعوذ بالله منه وادفل على يسارك ثلاثة. When you're praying and you feel like this, say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, like that 3 times. Or أعوذ بالله من خنزب, like this, and continue your salah. Yeah. And this hadith is Sahih Muslim. والرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الشيطان إذا سمع النداء بالصلاة أجال أو أحال له ضراط حتى لا يسمع صوته فإذا سكت رجع فوسوس فإذا سمع الإقامة ذهب حتى لا يسمع صوته فإذا سكت رجع فوسوس. الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم said when the shaitan comes, يعني mean shaitan comes in the masjid? Oh yes, the hadith here said he comes. Once he hears the adhan, he runs. And you cannot hear his voice, so he cannot hear the voice of the adhan. He runs as far as he cannot hear the adhan anymore. So he gives the time and then he comes back sneaking. Once they come, he runs again. But once he knows that we enter the salah, now he comes like that child, you know. Once everybody started the salah, the child started running. Okay? So that's what shaitan is. أيضا also he comes صحيح حديث صحيح البخاري ومسلم. So when he runs for adhan, for the adhan time, then he comes. Then he runs after iqamah, then he comes. What does he do? Rasul صلى الله عليه وسلم said in another hadith, فإذا قضى التثويب أقبل, يعني he comes حتى يخطر بين المرء ونفسه, يقول له اذكر كذا اذكر كذا, remember this, remember this, remember this, what about this, and he keeps bringing things in his head. So you do not know how many rak'ahs you prayed. Sometimes you stand up, التحيات لله الصلوات والطيبات. This is Fatiha time, it's not tashahud. And sometimes you are sitting and you say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman. Shaitan misses because your brain is going different places. Yeah. Every time you disobey Allah, you know that you are obeying shaitan. And every time you disobeying shaitan, you know that you are obeying Allah. It's automatic. Rule of thumb. The default. So generally, to stop shaitan, order with everything evil. And he will invite, and he will encourage, and he will be scaring you from doing good. So you can leave the good and do the bad. That's summary of what the shaitan does. الشيطان إن الشيطان يعدكم الفقر. Shaitan promises you with poverty. You spend, you will lose. You spend, you will lose. ويأمركم بالفحشاء, and enjoin and order you to do wrong. والله يعدكم مغفرة منه وفضله. Allah will promises you forgiveness and goodness. How he makes us afraid of poverty? He said, if you spend your money, you are going to be poor. And do all the bad things, like adultery, like be miser, like this drink and all of that. And the ironical part is, he tells you not to spend here, but he tells people to gamble, where they're going to spend a lot of money. Right? He tells them not to get married because you're going to spend a lot, but they end up spending money on fornication and adultery and nightclubs and stuff. See the shaitan? He tricks people. You are going to spend a lot in the good. That means if you do bad, you are not going to spend, right? This is the logic, you know. But ending up spending actually more in the bad. They end up because they were never happy. They were never satisfied. They wanted more and more, like a drugs, They want more and more and more, and the less is not going to be enough. But when a person does the halal, he's always satisfied. So alhamdulillah for what Allah gave me. See? So that's why he wanted to be away like that. Also, the shaitan will try to make the person hurt himself physically and psychologically. Sometimes he will bring bad dreams to you. Shaitan can bring bad dreams? Yes. There are angels called the angels of dreams. They are the ones who show you the good dreams. It's like, they're making a presentation, like we have a PowerPoint presentation here. I prepare the PowerPoint presentation. So sometimes I put presentation for you and you kind of figure out the concept, what I'm trying to say. I bring a picture, and he said, he's bringing that picture for us to have mercy. Oh, he's bringing that picture like a challenge. Bringing someone like chained. I said, in our life, we are like this. What am I trying to say here? I'm bringing someone in the chains. And I'm saying, in our life, we are like this. Means we are chained by this. You figure out. Dream world is like that. So the angels prepare the PowerPoint presentation for you and make you see it in the dream. Sometimes it is very clear. Sometimes you have to have some effort to do it. Sometimes you don't even understand it until it takes place. Dream world is a different set of lectures by itself. Okay? The ru'ya wal ahlam wal dreams, this is a completely different set, different course. Right? So, shaitan have the power to infiltrate that presentation. Like a virus? I'm using the computer terminology. You have a very nice presentation, then somebody hacks it. Hacking? And then they take over the presentation. So you think the presentation was prepared like that, but it was not actually like that. It's messed up. So you have to have the antivirus. Antivirus is to say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allah Akbar 33 times before you sleep, or you keep saying it until you go to bed, say the dua. That's the antivirus for you. Sometimes the antivirus is not that good, so still the virus will come. So you have to keep doing. Now you have to do the cleanup. The antivirus have to scan and clean up. Today's computer day. I know you're smart, mashallah, and you like computer. So, now, so he will do that, shaitan. So the dream have three types. One, which is the dream of shaitan. Two, is the hadith al-nafs, means you are thinking about something and you see it in a dream. So it's not a valid dream. It's like yourself making a fake presentation. Like when you are doodling, this means something, but you are the one who created it. So you might come later on and look and say, who drew this? Oh, you drew it when we were talking yesterday, right? So it's your own thing. You understand how? So sometimes people tell me, Shaykh, I saw such and such a dream. I said, this is nothing. Were you thinking about this yesterday? Yeah, I was actually talking to somebody about politics and all of that, and then I see Mr. Trump in the dream. He's giving me like some candy and some chocolate. I said, no, that's not good. He's not going to give you any chocolate, no candy, right? You were just talking about it, and that's why you see him in the dream. That's okay. Lucky man. Yeah. So that's hadith al-nafs. Or the shaitan will come and scare you with things. The professional shaykh or the professional interpreter of the dreams would know the differences. But a normal person would not know. There is a thin line sometimes, right? So they will, because by experience, right? So they will hear and say, oh, that's min amal al-shaitan. You did not have wudu before you sleep. Oh, wallahi, right. Or you did not to do this. Or there is something good that you used to do, but you did not do last night. And then shaitan will hack your presentation, right? Will hack your dream. Okay, so this is number 2. Number 3 is the real true dream. Now the angels are making the presentation for you. Not necessarily it's going to be a nice presentation. Sometimes it is warning also. Sometimes it's scary also, right? But we will know that which one is right and which one is wrong. It's like either a warning or an invitation or a glad tiding. Or it tells you something you did in the past, or something happening to you now, or something is going to happen to you in the future. Right? The world of dream is like that. But the jinn has the ability to infiltrate that presentation. they get access to you. They get access to you. That's why, before you sleep, you make the shield around you so they do not come close to your bed or your bedroom or your house. It's how good you are, how good you can be. You know also that the shaitan can control some animals. Shaitan can control some animals. That's why Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, before you sleep, you turn the light off. They used to have the lamp. He said the rat or the mice or the jackal will come and kick it, so it will burn the house. Shaitan actually is the one who sent that thing. He makes the animal go that direction because they scare the animal too. We go to the farm and they put the cow or the sheep in a lane and they close, so it goes a certain way to be slaughtered, right? So the shaitan will do that. He has a way to make the thing goes to that path. So you'll find the thing running in a certain way. Why it is running in a certain way? Why it's not going straight? Why it's going like this until it hits something? It's like the airport. You go to the airport and the thing is in front of you, but you have to go like this. Do you know why they make you go like this? Who knows? What is the main goal of this? Think rationally. The thing is across from me here, right? So the whole idea is to make it further from me. Instead of going, I spend more time. So spending more time until you reach is what is intended. Okay? Now what does it serve? It is a different issue. So now there is time for you to reach there until something else is done. Surveillance is done, right? We see you, you spend more time, right? And again, it creates a certain type of frustration, a certain type of things. So, there are many security planning in these things. So that's why I don't go straight. Sometimes you'll find that they're opening certain ones and closing certain ones because, based on traffic and based on these things. So shaitan will do that to the animal so it can burn certain things. Shaitan also can use human beings to do something for other human beings, especially children or ignorant people. Meaning what? Meaning we are sitting here in the masjid doing good. Some very ignorant, troubled person will come and start shouting at us. Shaitan sent him actually to do that. All right? There is a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's eating, then a little child that comes and wants to grab the food. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam holds the hand and says, say Bismillah. Right? Then the child moves away. Then an an ignorant person comes and he tried to Rasulullah hold his hand. He said, Shaitan wants to eat through them. جاء بهما يستطعم بهما. Shaitan is bringing them so that he can access to my food. So Shaitan can lead someone to hurt someone? Yes. Ubiquitous, he cannot hurt you himself. So he will tell somebody to hurt you. That's how a person kills another person, yes or no? We have to think about it in a bigger space. How a person killed another person. Shaitan told him, kill him. Man, this guy is like trouble. Go slap him. He slap him. Comes to the wife, you let your husband do like this. You're not a slave. Insult him back. And she insults him back. And he said, oh, you're not the man now. You're not the man. If you quiet today, oh man, she's going to beat you up next week. Then fire goes. So now understand the concept of shaitan using someone to hurt someone? Yeah, you have to understand that concept. So he will burn the whole house. Physically, literally, or psychologically, figuratively as well. Shaitan will not leave you even the time you're dying. Actually, that's his golden time. Person can live life, he could not have access to him, but comes at the time of death, they can make one mistake. The inheritance, give the money to someone, prevent someone, or say something bad, and they die on it. I told you a story one time of a woman that she has cancer, and then she was dying. But then she wanted to divorce her husband because he did something that she didn't like, and you know, she very long problems and all of that. So he went and married someone else. So she angry with him. She took him to the court, and she wanted to take all the money. So the Shaykh tell her, sister, you are sick, right? And you are sick beyond repair. Yani. Fear Allah Azza wa Jal. Its time is short. Islam tells you to this. He will give you. He said Islam is going to give you pennies. I go to the court, I take 50% of his wealth. He said, but what are you going to do with 50%? She said, just to punish him. I don't care about the money, but just to punish him and humiliate him. All right? So she said that, and the next day she died. All right? She did not even go stand in the court. And he wanted to offer her like $100,000. No, she wanted 5 million. All right? And she's sick. She did not get that as a signal. And then she made a statement of kufr wal-'a'udhu billah. She said, Islam what? Islam is going to give me pennies. No, I go to the court system, it's going to give me 5 million. So subhanallah, next day, 24 hours, she meet Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah forgive her. May Allah forgive her. May Allah forgive her. But maybe she's under pressure. She was angry. We have to give her benefits of doubt also, you know. But people say these things, and they can go to hellfire forever because of it. Now understand, shaitan can come and make a person deviate. And this was a very good woman teaching in the Sunday school, doing Quran, wearing hijab, and this is a good one. I'm not talking about a bad person. I'm talking about a bad that happens one day before she dies. Okay? So shaitan is there waiting for a chance of weakness. So may Allah save us subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these are the amal of the shaitan. Today's lecture was like a mix of many things. But all comes at the end for shaitan wants to distract us, deviate us, take us to hellfire, remove us away from the rahmah of Allah. And to achieve that, he will have different strategies. Different strategies. Always think about shaitan wants you to be less. Shaitan wants you to do less work, good, and more bad, by any means. So whenever you find that you are deviating, you know that you are shaitan way. Whenever you are doing more good, you are in Allah's way. May Allah keep us in that way, inshallah, of being close to Him. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Jazakumullah khair.